My name is Lily Ennis, and I'm a regional marketing director with this concept. And I'll just tell you a little bit about my story real quick so that we're not complete total strangers. I saw this idea 3 years ago, and I was very open-minded to receive this blessing because aside from being a wife and a mother of two, I was that person that was just looking for something more in my life. My background is actually in physical therapy, and I had a great career going on for myself as a hospital administrator in the rehab and wellness department. However, 9 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I am 9 years healed. God is great. However, I was let go because the company outsourced the entire rehab and wellness department, and under the American Disabilities Act, it was completely illegal, what they did, and so I sued them, and they still managed to win the case. So I've gone from being unemployed for 3 years and having all the time in the world with my kids but no income whatsoever. And then I've also gone from that to being on the opposite side of the spectrum where I was the owner of 3 traditional businesses and making great income but not seeing my children whatsoever. So tonight is not going to be really a paper and pen type of call. I just pretty much want to speak to your heart. So forget that there are thousands of people on this call or hundreds. Tonight it's just going to be me and you, and I hope that's cool. So let's get this call started. I was praying earlier, and I was saying to myself, what can I possibly talk to them about that's going to add them value? And I said, how can I possibly encourage them when I myself have kind of been in a funk? And, I'm not pushing my belief onto anyone, but, I pretty much started praying and saying, lead me to a message that I know somebody on this call needs to hear. And it finally came to me. So for the past year, I've been dealing with some things, or I should say some things have really been dealing with me, they've been handling me. And it was in this week that I realized, and I pretty much just said, enough is enough. And as a matter of fact, my moment came from the Super Bowl. Now, I saw Tom Brady, who's a quarterback for the Patriots, and I got so inspired because I just like to see winners win. And I said, man, that's what experience does, So besides all the scandal and drama and all the naysayers constantly around him, and despite the pressure of coming back from a loss, he not only showed up, but he showed out. And this has nothing to do with teams, so if you don't care about teams, it doesn't matter. It just don't let that sidetrack you from the actual message that I'm trying to deliver here. So I just like to see winners win. And so I want to share with you something very important to me. So the following morning, I kept analyzing this game, and I kept, just looking at a deeper meaning of it. And every morning I try to have self-talk to myself. So I kind of go into my bathroom, I look at myself in the mirror, and I start talking to myself. And I start giving myself affirmations. And it was that morning after the game where I was thinking about Tom Brady, and I kind of just went off. And when I'm starting to stress over things or my day is going crappy, I kind of just go back into a mirror or a place where I can have a pep talk with myself and focus on some affirmations, because we all know that prevention is better than cure. And I realized that my biggest preacher is me. People can tell me a million things. People can tell me, Lily, you're great. But ultimately, that voice in your head is your biggest preacher. So I hear myself nonstop. So I want to help you pretty much claim your victory for 2017. 2017 is the year that we clap back in victory, and it starts with how you talk to yourself and believing in your worth. 2017 is the year we stop self-sabotaging ourselves. This is the year we start talking to ourselves differently so that we can pretty much repel bad energy and start attracting prosperity to ourselves, start attracting opportunities, start attracting the people that we even want in our business. So it's funny because the sermon right before the Super Bowl, the pastor kept preaching about this scripture that said, God chooses the foolish things of the world to shame the wise, and the weak things of the world to shame the strong. So I realized that I was letting the stupidest things get in my way. But the best thing you can do is pick up the phone and call someone. And that's hard for me to do because I'm a very private person, and when I'm going through things, I kind of just pull away. But you have to reach out. I don't like whining or feeling like I'm whining or complaining to anyone or bringing my energy or vibe to anyone. But in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. So that's why when I'm in a funk, I constantly reach out to my upline. And that's why you see so many people, they kind of snowball and fall off track. And they throw their entire World Ventures careers away because they don't know how to reach out, but most importantly, they don't know how to reach up. So if you're going through something, speak up instead of totally clocking out on yourself, because your future pretty much depends on you here. So I looked in the mirror, and I started talking to myself, and it came to me. I thought about the lives that I have impacted, and I also started thinking about the effect that I have on people. And there's people that I affect directly as well as indirectly. And so I had to stop letting the enemy pretty much take me down. So I said to myself, just imagine what's going to happen if you stop. You see, my mentor, Johnny Wimbrey, always taught me enemy, enemy, enemy. And he has a talk on this. I believe it's on the Advantage program. Enemy, enemy. And if you keep saying it, you will hear inner me, enemy, inner me. So I had to put a stop to this. And there's nothing wrong with falling into a funk. The problem lies when you don't use your resources to get you out and you start to paralyze yourself. You see, you have to say to yourself, no, baby, I'm the one. I'm the man, or I'm the woman. I'm the one. And I started to think about World Ventures. And I started to think about things on a larger scale, and that maybe you haven't thought for a moment to think about things this way. And I say to myself, do you realize that we're driving this company to $1 billion company, and that every single person on this call contributes to that? You are a part of history. That is what should be your mindset. So I start beating my chest, and I start saying to myself, I'm the one. You know, instead of complaining about the back office being slow and getting frustrated, I started telling myself, that's great. That means that we as a team, we're putting in so many people, we're driving so many sales, that's why it's slowing down. Because of all the people on our team that we're going to put into World Ventures will have to hire more employees to handle our demands. Because of me, someone who just got laid off will now see a job posting for World Ventures. I'm the one. World Ventures is going to need an even bigger building. So guess what? Now a contractor just got a job. I'm the one. Because of me, a maid in a resort somewhere in some far-off country went from having her hours cut to having full-time, if not overtime. I'm the one. Because of all the tithes that I'm going to pay to my church, more food will go into my church's pantry. I'm the one. Because of me and my team, my state will now have a dream court, and it's going to change the course of these children's lives. I'm the one. See, someone on the call, they think that they haven't probably made enough impact yet, but you're wrong. You see, winning is relative. Anything above where you were before is winning. So continue winning. Because of that ripple effect of you winning, your legacy will leave a world a better place. Why? Because I'm the one. So I had to tell myself, stop playing small. Stop playing World Ventures small. Because of me, more children all across the world, across the globe, will be educated because of all the memberships and all the Bible schools that will be funded. I'm the one. Someone on this call is saying, well, she has no clue what I'm going through. You never know, because a real leader goes through things but doesn't let it consume them. A real leader is transparent, and you have to boss up and deal with your current situations. I had my firstborn as a 20-year-old broke college student, renting a room with no crib for my baby and a mattress on the floor. And look at my life now. I'm the one. I went from living in a third-floor walk-up in the Bronx to now living in a gated community that I dreamed of when I moved to Connecticut. I saw it, and I said, damn, only rich people live here. You see, God is the greatest, but I'm nowhere near done with what I'm about to do. And I had to remind myself, I'm the one. There's going to be people that are going to tell you Instead of working that thing, go back to school. Turn to yourself and say, I'm the one. I had a family member tell me, why do you need those cars? You should be buying a bigger house. Mind your business. You don't even know that these cars are already paid for. This is how I choose to celebrate me, and I don't have to explain or justify that to anyone. I'm the one. People always want to give advice when it's not their situation, but they can't even save themselves. Nah, to hell with that. I'm the one. My dad feels that I wasted my college education because he can't wrap his head around multi-level marketing and world ventures. But guess what? My kids don't stay hours in after school the way he used to leave us. Teachers don't raise my kids. I do. So I beat myself in the chest and I say, I'm the one. There's going to be people who tell you you're a horrible parent because you're leaving your kids behind to attend trainings and they think you're chasing money. You tell them, shut up. I'm the one. There's going to be people who will tell you when you share your vision with them that your cars will get repoed, that this will never work, that you will never own a mansion. That's why I stopped sharing my pearls with pigs. You beat your chest and you say, I'm the one. You see, Shaquille O'Neal, who's highly successful, joins World Ventures. And I was going through his Instagram when he performed for us at a national event, and I see people talking junk and saying he's crazy for joining an MLM. But what they forget is that a huge chunk of his career, he played for the Orlando Magic. Now, here comes the funny part. Guess who wrote most of the check for that arena? Amway. It was the Amway Arena, an MLM. We just became official sponsors for the Dallas Mavericks, so I can't wait to tell Mark Cuban or the whole world, baby, I'm the one. You're always going to come across opposition, but you have to make a conscious decision to wake up every day after you thank your Creator and say your affirmations and just remind yourself, I'm the one. I'm the one. And you know, there's always going to be something. If it isn't your finances, it's your health. If it's not your health, it's your marriage. If it's not your marriage, it's family. If it's not your family, it's your peace, your joy, your happiness. But you have to say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to fix that because I'm the one. You see, they tell us in the very beginning, pay attention, stay excited, never quit. But we start to get our nose bloodies and life starts to hit us. But this is not for the faint. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But you have to make a conscious decision to never quit and tell yourself, I'm the one. Even if it takes me longer than most people, I'm the one, and I'm going to get this thing done. So I will tell you this. I found these affirmations that I start to tell myself every morning, and it's just done something so miraculous for me. And so you have to tell yourself this. I will make a decision to lead and not to follow. I will create and not destroy. I will be the lender and not the borrower. I am the head and not the tail. I am a force for good, and I set new standards. I'm above, and I am not below or beneath. It's my season. It's my turn. Why? Because I'm the one. And so that's pretty much the message that I wanted to send with you. That's our call for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Stay hungry. Stay humble. No egos, no excuses. And in the words of Mr. Ed Blunt, let's go.